few years ago, I was at a Catholic church and I saw some Stations of the Cross, and they were in very bad disrepair. So I asked the office if they had wanted someone to repair them, and about a month later they called and they said that they did. And so I started first by cleaning them, and I just cleaned them. First I tested an area to see if I could clean them without damaging them, just with a little bit of water and mixed with soap and a damp cloth. And so that's where I started, and the more I started to clean, the more I saw that they were easy to clean and that the soap and water wasn't hurting them at all. It was just cleaning them. And so I continued to clean them, and then the next thing, the next part of the process was to remove any paint that was flaking and any loose plaster. And so I took and I removed just anything that would come loose and would not add to the statue itself. And I kept some of the pieces that I removed because I would reuse them and putting the statue back together, but some of it wasn't salvageable, and so I had to totally refabricate some of the parts of the statue. And you can see in some of the pictures, in one of them, Christ's arm was totally gone. It just, I don't know what had happened, but it was gone. The cross was broken on quite a few of these, and so not only did I want to repair the cross, but I wanted to add something that would hold it longer. And so I took a Dremel and I carved a little area out of the back, and then I reinforced it with some metal behind the cross, and then I put plaster over the top of it, and so that would hold it better, so it would be less likely to break in the future. And then to form a hand, I made an armature out of metal and of wire, and then I dipped that into plaster, and then I just kept adding plaster until it looked somewhat like a hand. And then I took and I carved a hand and drilled into the arm and reattached the hand onto the statue. I think it looks good, maybe not perfect, but he has a hand again, so that was mission accomplished. And then after I did all the repairs with the plaster and some sanding, you re-clean, vacuum any dust and clean any of the plaster off of there, and then I started painting. And these were going to be outside. These statues are originally oil painting, but these were going to be outside, and oil does not stand up very well. It does, but not like acrylics. And so I chose to use acrylics with a spar varnish over the top so that these would hold up better outdoors. If you're repairing something that's indoors, you do not need to do what I did. You can use oils, but I did also use an airbrush to blend the colors. So it's a different process. If you're going to use oils, you would be blending by brush and more in the tradition that they originally were done in. But for what I was doing, it was a lot easier and a lot quicker to blend the colors in with an airbrush. And so that's what I did. I left some areas that were okay, some others I touched up, and then some that were totally faded, I added new color and recolored the sculpture. I wanted to preserve and make it look even still aged. I didn't want to make it look bright and shiny new. I wanted it to look, these are old. I'm not sure the date, but they're old, and I wanted them to still look old, but I didn't want them to look damaged, and so that was my goal. So these are the pictures, and these are the final placements, and I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I will try to get back to you. Thanks.